Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to Trading Options Network, ladies and gentlemen. We have a fun training here this morning. Looks like we're experiencing a little bit of a pullback in the market, at least with our positions for the most part. But no worries. I'm not worried one bit. Everything's still looking good. But before we go ahead and get anything, remember everything here is for educational purposes only and is not the opinion of Trading Options Network. Also, be sure to like, follow, or subscribe at your favorite social media platform to stay up to date with everything Trading Options Network. That being said, let's get into it. Look at this chart. It's basically the same as yesterday. Nothing exciting. I still think the general trading public here is waiting for the announcements. Let me go ahead and pull this up really quick here. Is it this one? Yes, it is. Let's get rid of that. There we go. I don't know why it's taking so long. There we go. So this week, let me just go ahead and refresh this. May. Why did it go to May? Why did it go to May? All right. All right, so let's see. We are July 9th right now, so we'll go Sunday to Saturday, I guess. All right, so again, nothing really much today. I mean, we'd have Fed Chair Jerome Powell's testifying today. Again, I really don't know what that means for the market. It was at 10 a.m. Eastern time, so that was about an hour ago now. Let's go ahead and take a look at the chart really quick here and see if, if we just look at the 1 minute chart. Yeah, so doesn't really look like, it kind of dropped off and then went right back up. So I don't know if, exactly what he was talking about. I don't really care what he's talking about. I just want to see what the market's going to, or how it's going to react to any kind of news, whether it's from Powell or if it's the CPI, PPI. Tomorrow he is supposedly testifying again. What happens if we click on this? Due to testify about the semi-annual monetary policy report before the House Financial Services Committee, usual effect, more hawkish than expected is good for currency. Yeah, so it's basically the same stuff he's been talking about all year, last couple years technically. But again, I think the big one that everyone's waiting for this week is going to be the CPI and the PPI, which we have on Thursday and Friday. So I would not expect to see much from the market itself until Thursday and Friday. We might just kind of do this, what we're doing. Doji yesterday, Doji today, Doji tomorrow, and then Thursday and Friday we get the movement because of those CPI and PPI data that's going to be coming out. So just be patient. That's all you really can do in times like this and weeks like this when people are waiting for certain things and we're not getting them for a few days. Again, you just kind of have to sit back and be patient. So that being said, let's go ahead and look at a couple of our positions. Now, we actually got kind of close to closing some positions this morning. Roblox almost went down to 39, in which case we were going to have to assess and see if we wanted to close that position. T-Mobile did drop down a little bit as well. Currently at the moment, T-Mobile, let's go ahead and pull this up, maximize sell. So T-Mobile is right back up over 179, so it looks like it is coming back here, which is great. So it didn't quite get down to our potential closing level. Again, we don't care about some pullback as long as we see how it reacts to those pullbacks. Same with Roblox. Roblox was pulling back. It was very close at 39. It started retracing back up. SOXX. This one, if I go ahead and I'm going to actually put on the 5-minute chart here. Let me just go ahead and zoom in. So as you can see, it's been going down. So this one, we might maybe contemplate what to do here. I mean, we still have over a week. This one does not expire till the following week. So as long as it's not like a huge retracement in any way, where is it? There it is. I mean, the 20-day moving average itself is at 250 right now. So that's literally right at our short leg. I'm sorry, our long leg. Our short leg is a 260. So we actually did go up well over 260 today. We're at 262.08. It's dropped down to 259 right now. But again, I'm not too worried about that. We can't expect literally every single day to be green and go in our favor. We have to just kind of roll with the punches sometimes. And if there's going to be a little bit of a retracement, that's totally fine. In the end, if we go ahead and look at this, we are still up $640 on this trade. So again, I'm not worried. We want theta to now do its thing, so we just want time to just move on. We can't fast forward time, of course, but as long as we stay in this particular spot where we're at, 250, 258, 259, we'll still have a pretty solid gain. Of course, again, if it does end over 260 next week, that's max gain. So we're very, very close to that max gain level. We just have to go another week and a half or so, and not really have any huge retracements. So we'll continue to watch that. McDonald's is looking great for us. We're up 2,500 in that trade. So we go ahead and look at that chart real quick. This is one of those very easy to see. I mean, we had a perfect doji, confirmation, and boom. I mean, what else should we expect? This is a perfect setup. This is exactly what we want to see. We want it to go up. It's been going down, 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 down. A little bit of a bearish bounce here. We got the doji. We got confirmation. I mean, it's more times than not, this is exactly what's going to happen. And it works on the way up as well. So if we're going up, 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 we come down to the 20, and then we have that doji there. Then we get confirmation. We should expect it to go up more. So this is looking great. We're actually below our short leg. So as of now, where it's sitting at, we were at max gain. If we go back over here, according to this, the short legs still have about $2 in premium each. That's an additional $3,000. So if we were to end right now, we would be at max gain, but we would be close to an additional $3,000 in profit is basically what that's saying. Close. Now, we wouldn't get exactly another $3,000, but we would be close. So we're just going to keep watching that, make sure McDonald's doesn't start blowing up. Maybe it has some good news. I've seen companies do that before where it's just crap, 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 and then the company decides to announce something and it shoots up. So we obviously don't want that to happen. Actually, thinking about it, that actually happened last week right here. They announced their $5 meal, which, this was looking bearish as all hell, and then they announced their $5 meal, and then bam. But then again, one small news announcement is not going to change anything unless it's a massive news article that they're sending out or whatever. But again, overall, the only one I'm not liking currently right now is the Coherent Corporation. But again, I only gave this one a 1 on the confidence level, so I'm not super surprised that it's not being super nice. Come on down. There we go. Just wanted to get this a little bit further over here. All right. So it's definitely retracing. It's giving back the gains that it got yesterday. Now, is this something to panic about? No, not yet. Not at all. We're still above this day right here. Okay, we're still above what was previously resistance. So we should be able to have some support down here. Now, if we get to 74 and it breaks 74, then we might want to start panicking. But again, we still have 38 days, I believe. Yeah, 38 days for this to before expiration. Now, we're not going to hold it 38 days. Don't get me wrong. We want to see this get up to maybe around the 79.80 level, and then we can decide what we want to do. Maybe put on a trailing stop or something along those lines if it's really chugging along. But, we can't just go ahead and oh my gosh, I just made this trade. It's been one day and now it's going against me. If you feel like that, you're going to feel like that a lot because, things like this will happen. Again, we're still above support. What was just recently, there was some resistance here. It broke through. So now that resistance, we should expect to be support. That's at about that 74 level, maybe even a little bit higher than that. So we have that alert set at 74. If we do go ahead and drop down to 74, then we could potentially close the trade. Yes, we'll take a loss, but until it gets to that level, I'm just going to let it do its thing. And, if it just decides to move sideways for the next couple of weeks, and then we get to say, 3 weeks till expiration or 2 weeks till expiration, and it's just hovering here, then again, we don't want theta to start killing our position too much, so we might close that trade at that time. But overall, again, I'm still not worried about this trade. It's still a very, very good looking chart here, so we'll just keep watching that one. I think I just went over all the trades. If we go ahead and let's see, we'll just look at the 179.31 for T-Mobile. That's totally fine. Roblox 39.22. That's fine. SOXX still seems to be hovering right around there. McDonald's 245.22. Again, that's down. So yeah, Coherent is the only one that is like, if any of them are giving us a little bit of nervousness, it'd be the Coherent one. But again, I'm not too worried. We have 38 days still to expiration. We're down $500. If we compare that to the rest of these, up 900, up 600, up 6,000, up 2,000, that 500. I mean, we're not going to win every single trade, so don't expect to win every single trade. In fact, I would say, take some losses every now and then to make sure you are not getting overconfident. But again, Coherent still looks good. Still looks good. I'm not really going to be doing any trades probably until Thursday and Friday, see where the CPI and the PPI come out, unless something really, screams out at me. We can play around with the screener a little bit, so let's do that since we've only been on here for 12 minutes. Let's see if we can come up with anything that looks good. So I'm not actually going to look at any specific sectors right now. I'm just going to go straight to over $15, average volume over 2 million. But let's go to the technical here. So we want to be over the 20-day. Oop, not crossed. We just want it over the 20-day. Why? Oh, there we go. Over the 50-day. Okay. I'm not really too worried about any specific candlesticks right now. Performance-wise, let's see. We can... I don't like chasing, so no, let's just skip those. ATR, let's get a decent ATR, over $2. Volatility, I'm not too worried about. RSI, let's see if we can find anything. I'm actually going to say, if we're going to look for bulls right now, let's say price above the 20 and the 50, and then we're going to go the overbought 60. Because if we could find something that might be pushing towards 70, of course, anything over 70 is considered overbought. Some people will say 60, that's why this is on there. But if it's looking like it's heading towards 70, oftentimes that cross of 70 can actually be a bullish signal. Yes, it does mean it's overbought, but then what happens is we get all these FOMO traders that start buying, and it's going to push the stock up even more. So if we can get something that's like maybe around 65, 66, and it's heading up towards that 70 level, then yes, we could 100% be looking at a potential trade there. So let's see, anything else? All-time high, all-time low. I'm not worried about anything like that right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the charts. All right, unfortunately, we can't really see what the RSI is from these. Oh, yes, we can. Never mind. They're right down here. So 75 is a little high. 61 for Airbnb. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at this really quick. Airbnb, definitely moving upwards right now. It's been on a path from, its lows of around 140. It's at 154 right now in the last month or so, a little over a month. So it's still looking like it wants to go higher. RSI is continuing to climb. There's no bearish divergence here. It just continues to move up. We had a little bit of a peak here, and then we had a little bit of a retracement here, which is exactly what we want to see. So yeah, Airbnb could definitely go on our bull watch list. Let's go ahead and do that. ABNB. There we go. Let's see what else we might have here. Adobe. So just dropped below 70. So again, this is another one. This is literally the opposite of, gosh, which one we were just talking about here? It wasn't McDonald's. Yes, it was McDonald's. I'm sorry. We were talking about McDonald's, how it had this little bit of a bounce here, battled the 20, and then we had confirmation after this doji, and it's continuing to move down. Well, this is the exact opposite of that. So Adobe can absolutely go onto our bull watch list as well. It did, as you see here, it hit 70 here. And look, again, this is kind of what I was just talking about a minute ago, is when we hit 70, a lot of people will say it's overbought, that it's a sell signal. I disagree. I think it's an actual buy signal, because then we have a lot of these FOMO traders, the fear of missing out, and they just start pushing the stock higher. That's exactly what happened. As soon as it hit 70 here, bam, it just took off. So if we drop down here below 70, which we actually did, and then we get this nice little bounce here. So it bounces off the 20. Maybe we get a doji and then a confirmation, and then it jumps back up over 70. Then that's a great opportunity for a bullish play. So again, Adobe, ADBE, going on that list for sure. Let's see, what else do we have here? There's a ton of them. This one's at just over 60, just under 60. This one actually looks like it wants to cross the 70 soon, but I don't necessarily like that candle as of right now, because it looks like it went up to all-time highs, or at least, recent highs. Probably is all-time highs for this particular stock. Yeah. I'm going to assume it hasn't seen these levels anytime in the past. So it broke up to all-time highs, and then it just started selling off. That's probably a lot of people profit taking. Again, that's not necessarily a reason for you to become bearish all of a sudden. But is it something we could add to the bull list? Absolutely. Truth be told, we can add pretty much all of these to the bull list, because they are going to be bullish stocks. Amazon, Arista Networks. I'm not even familiar with this company all that much, but look at how bullish it has been. Now this one's over 80, so again, we don't want to chase anything. We would want to see a pullback here, and then go ahead and continue to do the next leg higher. So again, we're not going to chase that one, but literally every single one of these. Here's COHR. Look at that, COHR still on here. It actually did cross the 70 yesterday, and it came back down. So I'm not going to say that just because it did it that one time, then we're just going to go ahead and sell off, because again, to me, this is not a bearish or sell signal. Now, we didn't get that run that we wanted, but hey, there's nothing saying that we can't do this the rest of this week or the next couple of weeks. Again, we have 38 days till expiration on this, so this one's actually sitting very nicely for us. And, let's just go to page 3, because again, we're probably going to be able to find them pretty much every single page. This one's a little bit over 70, so this one just jumped over 70, it looks like. But again, speaking of jumping over 70s, hit 70 yesterday, it looks like. Or maybe this morning it crossed over, and now it's taking off. So, again, there's so many different ways to play this. This is. I wish I actually saw this yesterday, because I probably would have gotten into a position here. It was going up, up, up. Nothing was slowing it down. Started consolidating just a little bit. And right here, okay, on Friday, when it dropped below the 20, and then it was bought back up to go above the 20, and then it gapped up on Monday. That is super, super bullish, okay? Those, again, are the setups you want to find. And sure enough, today it's up, almost 1.5%, okay? Almost $2. So we could have easily have profited on that one. NVIDIA, if you don't know about NVIDIA right now, then you're living under a rock. It's nice to see this one coming back a little bit, though, up 3% today. So that obviously is going to be driving the ETF, the SOXX semiconductor ETF. Royal Caribbean's down here. The Qs are down here. Royal Caribbean has been a fun one. It's been going up for quite some time now, pretty much the last 7 months. It's been going up. A couple of pullbacks. This one actually seems to be following the market pretty closely. And again, this one's at 64. Okay, so this one could very easily, in fact, I'm going to put RCL on the bull watch list. Now, again, I'm probably not going to be making any trades unless I see something beautiful until probably Thursday or Friday, or unless it's closing a trade. So we're just going to go ahead and stock some of our watch lists with some potential trades. We can easily go back to the screener here and we'll flip-flop it. So the price below the 20, price below the 50. And this one's going to be oversold at 40. Okay, if we go ahead and look at some of these charts. All right, so I don't know this company at all. And it is wanting to threaten some recent lows. In fact, it looked like it's even right at support right now. So this could be one where if it breaks that support, I mean, it doesn't look like we have seen these levels in a long time, all the way back 2020. Okay, that was the last time we were at these levels. So this is very ugly. We could absolutely put on a trade here. It's down 7% today. That's a huge drop. And that's right after it went ahead and hit this. Gosh, what is that? I don't even know. Okay, so there's a 20 and the 50. Let's get rid of the other ones right now. So I don't need the 20 because the Bollinger Bands are there. And we'll get rid of that one. Save. All right. So yeah, sure enough, beautiful bounce off of the 20 yesterday. It finishes a Dragonfly Doji. Or was that the Graves? I always get those mixed up. And then it's just fallen off the table here today. So great setup. Okay, again, we want to see this break through support and then potentially go down to maybe 90 or so. Could we have expected a 7% drop today? No. Could we have set up a bearish trade yesterday? Arguably. I mean, it would have been. You didn't have confirmation yesterday. You can argue that if you got into a trade earlier this morning where we hit gap down, that could have been confirmation after this particular doji candlestick. But again, unless you were already watching it, you would not have seen that. But ALB, I'm going to put that on the bear watch list. Oh, shoot, I was just realized that I put all those bulls on the bear list. So let me go ahead and change that real quick. A, B, and B. Adobe, Royal Caribbean. This one I'll change to ALB. And then I'll get rid of these. Oop. All right. Speaking of other bears, let's see. MP. Okay, again, this is what we were saying. This is what I was saying yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Get that out. There we go. All right, remember when I said sometimes you'll see it break above the 20, and this can be a bull trap. Because again, not everything works perfectly. You're not always going to bounce off the 20. You're not always going to bounce off the 50. If it always did the same thing over and over again, trading would be easy. Okay, and everybody would be doing it, and there'd be no money to be made. But in this case, it peaked over the 20, and it hasn't done anything since. So we're going to continue to watch this, because if it drops below that 20, then it can easily go down to maybe that $11 level or something like that. So we'll continue to watch that. Tech, it almost seems like it might be wanting to move higher now, because it did go. Yes, it did peak up over that 50 and it went right back down below that 50, but now it looks like the 20-day is acting as support as opposed to what it was doing before. So, this one, we may take it off of the bear watch list if it does, in fact, start going back up. Apple, let's go ahead and look at some of these bulls. Forgot every single chart. I have to go back and do that. So Apple, of course, is still looking bullish. It's another opportunity where we're going to want to see another pullback because we just added it after it already started doing this. So we'll want to see one more pullback or some consolidation, and then we'll get into it possibly. AMAT, Applied Materials. Broke through, but hasn't. I mean, technically, it is over this what was resistance. It actually gapped up over resistance, so you can argue that that is support. But I don't know if I quite want to make a trade for it yet, just due to the fact that it looks like, again, there was some profit taking going on. Colgate. This looks actually very juicy because, again, while my only issue here is that we had this pullback and it went up, but it did not try and test the resistance again. So it pulled back already. So it's kind of like a pivot low, or a lower pivot high, I should say. So is it something that I'm going to jump into right away? No, of course not. Not at all. We would absolutely need to see something green or the rest of today, having it be bought back most of the day before we were to go ahead and get into it. But nonetheless, still not a bad potential trade. So everything is looking good. Everything is looking good. Go back to the monitor tab here. Looks like Coherence has gone back up a little bit, but holy smokes, something took off here. McDonald's, it looks like Roblox is going back up. That's what it is. T-Mobile as well. Let's go ahead and check those one last time before we get out of here. Roblox. Yeah, it's at 39.30. T-Mobile. Oh yeah, T-Mobile is what happened. Because remember, it was threatening that 20-day moving average. It's back up to 179.59. When we started this call, it was substantially lower. I mean, the low of the day right now is 178.46. So we were close. So it's literally $1 higher than the low of the day. If we go ahead and look at the 5-minute chart, yeah, sure enough, pretty much when we started this call, it was still down here. But since then, it's been moving up. So that's great for us. Very, very good for us, actually. So again, that's why you don't panic sell when things aren't going your way every single moment of every single day. And you just let things play out. So that being said, I will see you all in a few hours. Hope you learned something today, and let's keep chugging along and keep making some money. You guys have a good one.